I had a vague idea of this whole Twilight phenomenon that was sweeping the world at the time, and I kind of realized that phone call by itself was going to be life-changing and was going to be this big sort of grandioso opening of doors to my dreams, but I never realized it could have got as far as it has got since then, really. I never realized it was as big as it was. So
how was it going into the saga during the second movie when everyone's already been through one movie and you're kind of like the new guy?
Yeah, it's like coming into school at the sixth form, if you like. Sixth form would be what's the second to last year before you leave high school?
Junior.
Junior, yeah.
Yeah. It's like coming into in England, you come in sixth form, and everyone's been friends for the last 6 years, and you come in, and you suddenly it's like, whoa, this is really, it's like new guy at school. But there was a lot of new guys at school. It just so happened, there was Michael Sheen, he was new at school, and Dakota Fanning, he was new at school. Jamie Campbell-Bower and everyone else was in this trailer, and we're the Volturi, and we're, sweeping onto the set. And the strange thing was that we were these new actors, but we were elite to the Cullens, like vastly elite. We were interacting with, Ashley and Kristen and Robert. But we just walked into this world, and we're this family that's been around for, a massive amount of time, longer than the Cullens, and suddenly, we're there, and we're part of this whole thing, and that's what it was like. That's really what it was like. We had to, forge this unit very, very quickly and take control, make this our home, this huge set that we were blessed with. It was amazing detail all over the set. And so, I mean, in terms of, like, interacting with those guys, Rob and Kristen and Ashley, they were just very, very, very accommodating straight away. I'm sure it's quite intimidating for them to have suddenly this whole bunch of, guys just invade this world.
Right.
Yeah, especially viewers.
You're like the mysterious new guys.
The mysterious new guys, yeah. But the funny thing was with that first day. I mean, the first scene that I got to do was, I had the whole outfit, and the outfit was wonderful, and then they plunked the contact lenses in. And suddenly you're this vampire, and you walk on set, and all the techie guys and all the camera guys are kind of like giving you a wide berth because you're suddenly this creature, and you realize you're suddenly blessed with this amazing power. Even in real life, it's like, wow, vampire. And then the first scene was they put me in the side of the elevator, and then put the wall on the side of the elevator, which was bizarre in itself. There was 6 of us crammed in this tiny elevator. Yeah, so I'm like there with, Rob and Kristen and Ashley and Dakota, who I'd only ever seen on, all 4 of them on magazine covers before. And then suddenly the elevator doors open up, and there's a camera and like 50 people behind this camera, and it's like action, go. And you don't really know what to do. It's you can prepare what you want, but there's no lines for the elevator scene. It's just an awkward elevator scene, which is quite fitting, really, for the first scene. It's just like, holy, this is awkward. This is really awkward. You know what I mean? And but fantastic at the same time. And you just kind of sweep into your. I'm rambling on. But what a wonderful day in any life of ever to walk onto the set of Twilight, which is probably the most celebrated, most sort of protected set in the world ever, in the history of the world, and just be part of that as a vampire. And furthermore, I have to say that Demetri is probably the most elite vampire in the world. If you think about it, like he hasn't got these powers, these cheating powers that Messrs. Bright and Fanning have, but he is insanely good at tracking, and with that comes speed. So he's very fast and a very good tracker, and therefore and very strong, because that comes as standard as a vampire. And Do you know what I mean? It's looking good. It's looking good.
Yeah.
And coming up in Eclipse, you guys have a more main role. Is that right?
Eclipse. I would say wait for Breaking Dawn if it gets made. Fans of the books will know that the Volturi and Super Demetri comes into his own a lot more in Breaking Dawn. I mean, in Eclipse, there's a really looming threat to the Volturi, and everyone's kind of on eggshells about, the Volturi could turn up at any moment, and you just watch out for the Volturi, and in Eclipse, we have this sort of relative cameo role, I'd say, but it's still very powerful, and we're still very much part of the movie. It's just the focus, I would say, is, and I wasn't there for most of the filming, but I would suggest most of the focus was on Bryce Dallas Howard and Zoe Samuel's characters. What the hell are their names? Victoria and Riley, and the newborns that they sort of group together and amass to this huge fight, and that's going to be the best part of Eclipse, really. The whole vicious fighting. What are vampires actually capable of when they're so out of control, when they're so newborn and they're so bloodthirsty? Mm-hmm. How do vampires act when they're in that bloodthirsty mode? And I think David Slater, the director, really will bring out the real vicious side of vampires. I hope so, anyway. I'm just like clutching at straws here. We haven't really been given the whole media spiel, but so this is a guess. Charlie really quite because it's going to be amazing. And
Don't quote him.
Yeah, don't quote me. I'm really don't know what I'm talking about right now.
So, if you weren't in the entertainment industry, do you have any idea what you would be doing?
I think I'll always try to entertain. I don't think there's any point in being in life unless you're somehow entertained. So if you're talking specifically the entertainment industry, I'd have to do something entertaining outside of it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm obsessed with sort of the outdoors and feeling. Feeling of, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I really like to feel alive. I don't really know where I can take this without sounding a little bit, I don't know. Basically, I mean, I have a massive amount of interest, and the one thing they all have in common really is that each experience sort of kind of makes me feel flighty or alive or much more, I don't know, on a different plane to what's going on in the real world. So whether that be in travel or in sport or whatever, I don't quite know how sense this is making, but I really don't know. Right now, all I'm focused on is acting and what I'm doing. So I've never really considered any other path really. I think I'd just be trying to find acting. If I wasn't doing this, I would just be trying to find acting. So.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. You found what you love, and you're cool with that.
Yeah.
So assuming you could have any budget you wanted, you could have any cast, what would be your dream role?
I go for if I was to do a dream role, one that's already been done, or one that?
Anything. One that you want to do more than anything else.
Well, I wouldn't turn down Bond. I think Sanders Bond